Delegates are one of the most important concepts in C#. Whether you are implementing a real-time web API using C# or creating WPF application or a Windows app, having a good understanding of delegates are always very useful. Also, delegates are one of the most and frequently asked questions in job interviews. So in this video, in a very step-by-step manner, we would learn about delegates. I'm Dhananjay Kumar for Geek97. So the official definition of delegates are that they are type-safe function pointers. Now, function pointers means a type which can refer a function. Also, a delegate is a type that represents references to methods with a particular parameter list and return type. So let us say if you have created a delegate that returns void and takes two integer input parameters, then that delegate can represent any function which has return type void and the function takes two integer input parameter. And we'll see that in Excel in a bit. So when you create a delegate and then when you instantiate a delegate, you can associate a function with that delegate. Only thing is that the signature of function or method should match to the delegate. And then you can call that function through the delegate instance. So to start with, what I have done here, I have created a console application. And let us go ahead and create a delegate. So you can create a delegate using delegate keyword. Here I'm saying public delegate. And let's say that delegate is going to represent a function which returns integer. And I'm calling this as print delegate, and then it takes two input parameters, integer a and integer b. So this delegate, print delegate, can represent any function which has signature, two integer input parameters and one, and the return type is integer. And here I have two functions, static void add, and they takes two parameter, integer num1 and integer num2, and return summation of these two number. In the same way, I have here subtract function, and that returns subtraction of those two numbers which we pass here. Now here I have another function. The job of that function to print the result. So I say void print result, and this should able to print me result of whatever function I call here, I pass here. So sometimes I should able to pass add here. So let's say I'm saying add a, it should able to do a, and then those two number, if you say 7 and 2, and here it should able to display that result, print that result. Now our challenge is that in print result, on depending on business scenario, sometimes we wish to pass add, sometimes we wish to pass sub. And if I'm able to pass add here, what would happen? This print result function would only work with add. If I am passing sub here, it would only work with sub. So here I need a type which can represent both add and sub. And that type is a delegate, because delegate is a type safe function pointer, and it can represent any function which has exactly the same signature. So here print delegate has signature that it returns type is integer, which is matching to these two, and then it takes two integer input parameters which is matching again with the input parameters of add and sub. So what I can do here, I can say that I would pass print delegate, let's say d, and then I should able to call d here and able to pass numbers. Now, how you can assign this add and sub to delegate? we'll say print delegate p equal to new print delegate, and here you can pass any function. So here you can pass add, or the better how we can do here, we can directly say print result, and it takes a delegate. So print delegate p equal to, either you can do new print delegate and pass add there, and then here you can pass p. So here print result is expecting add function. It would call the add function with parameters 7 and 2, and you should able to get the output here. In the same way, you can assign sub to print result print delegate, and then again call print result function. So here you are using the delegate and assigning add in p and then calling the print result. So what would happen for print result for line number 12, add function reference would be passed, and for line number 14, reference of sub function would be passed. So now let's go and run this, and we should get output. There you see that 9 and 5 you are getting here. Also, what you can do, that if you want to add multiple function reference at once and then call the function only one, here instead of calling this directly, we can say p plus equal to sub. So now what is happening, that p delegate contains function reference of add function and sub function, and then when we are passing it in the p, it would call add and sub because both function reference is passed there. So it has called both of them, but only printing this console.writeLine because you are getting output from the last result. If you want to see that whether it is calling that other functions or not, so just pass here hey, and you will find that add function is called there. So hey and 5. So in this way you can multicast a delegate. You can combine more than two delegates together. So the summary here is that we had a requirement where in a function we want to pass various function as a parameter. So for that we created a delegate. Always delegate represent a function which has exactly the same signature. So I hope this quick introduction of delegate is useful for you, and I'm going to create more in-depth videos, but let me know how you find this quick introduction. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.